We are live now.
Yeah, waiting. Thank you, loading. What's the problem with the I seem to be having a blank screen.
Sorry, Andy, what's the problem you're experiencing?
That
Are you experiencing any other problem?
no, the problem is that on the stream on YouTube is showing blank, even though I'm sharing a screen.
Oh, okay. Probably stop your share and start it again.
Okay, let me try that. Oh, okay, I think it's okay now.
Yes, it's fine now.
Thank you. Hi everyone. Welcome. Please just indicate if you can get me. Please just indicate if you can hear me. Okay, thank you very much. You guys are welcome once more. So, yeah, thank you. I can see that you hear me quite well. So I will just dive in and see how I can start answering your questions. But like I promised from the last class, I was going to show you how to set up PHP for Windows. So I hope you guys are there with your laptops so I can so you can follow me along. All right. Because of that, I'm not going to waste much time. So if you actually look at my screen right now, you see all the necessary tools for PHP that I downloaded for Windows. So I have WinRAR, which is to manage zip files. I have the PHP downloaded. I have XAMPP downloaded. I have Microsoft Visual C++, and I have Visual Studio Code. Now I'll tell you where each of these comes handy. So I am just going to start with the PHP installation. So first thing, according to the video, you saw that you went to the website and downloaded PHP. I will consider that you have already downloaded and you have it on your local machine right now. So I will just go ahead and extract it and add it to path so that you see how it works. Okay, so here we go. So I have my PHP here that I downloaded. The first thing is that I'm going to actually extract it. Okay, since all right, so I'll just have to extract the files and I'll extract to desktop first. Oh, the extraction I just did right now is the wrong one. So I think that's not how you're expected to extract this. Okay, let me extract it the way it's supposed to be, please. Let me extract to a folder, right? This extraction that I did here, it's not quite the recommended one. Make sure when extracting, you extract to a given folder so that you can easily manage that folder. So I have it extracted, it's extracting, and you find out that there is this folder called PHP 8. And with this is the folder I'm going to use. Please ignore all these other ones. So I'm going to use the extracted folder. Hopefully you see my screen. So there is this folder that I extracted the PHP into. And if I open it, you see that all of those files are still inside, but it's more organized. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy this or even cut it. I'll cut the folder, then I'll have to go to this PC, right? And inside the drive C that I have here, I will paste that inside. All right, so I had this already. Okay, so since I had this already, I'll just try to delete this one that was there and paste it again so that you see. Okay, so I'll paste this inside the copied folder. So we are back with this PHP 8. Okay, so with this PHP 8 here, that is not an installation yet. You still need to set it up. So I would like to see that you guys are following up, especially those people who had problem. Please indicate. I don't want to be going alone. Just indicate if you're getting me so that I can continue from this point. Okay, seems you're quite a little bit behind, but all right. So I have this folder here. All right. So I will enter inside this folder, and you will notice something different. Okay. So if you notice my screen now, I have all the extracted files, and they are inside this PHP folder. And notice what I am going to do right now. So at this top, where I have this, should I call it search? I'll just click on it. And when I click on it, you see the actual path to where this PHP folder is, right? So I have something like, let me open Notepad. So I just opened the Notepad because I want to show you now. So on Notepad, I'm going to paste that. And you find out that this directory is in C and then PHP 8 as the folder. And that is what I am going to copy right now. So make sure you copy this path very well. So your folder might not be PHP 8, it might be the folder that you downloaded PHP and it came with. So I'm going to copy this, right? And I'm going to go to my system variables. So I'll come to this search bar again, and I am going to just start typing system or environment variables. Once I start typing that, I should have this pop up. You see something like edit system environment variables, right? And that is what I am going to click on. So when I click on this, it loads this simple page here that I have right now. So I have this page, right? So once you are at this page, what we want to do is that notice that we copied the PHP 8 directory and we want to add it to the environment variables. So once you are here, you click on environment variables. And when I click on that, I have this, and notice what I'm going to choose right now. So I will come down to system variables, right? And I will click on path, right? This one here. And when I click on path, that's double click. I have this pop-up again that shows up, and I can add a new variable, right? How do I do that? There is a new to the top right that I'm going to click on. When I click on this new, you find out that this text box appears, and that is where I am going to paste what I copied, right? Once I have that pasted, I can then click on OK. Now, I want you guys to indicate that you are at that level so that I can go ahead. So once I have that right, I just need to click on OK and OK. And with that, I am sure that PHP is actually in my environment variables right now. So how am I going to test that? Right, so I will close this, close all of this right now. These are not necessary. Hey guys, sorry, it seems my network actually tweaked. Let me see how I can reset again. Okay, so please just indicate that you hear me. I'm so sorry about the break. All right, can you hear me now, please? All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Okay, so I will switch sharing screens right now. Okay, I'm sure you can see my screen right now. Hopefully that should be clear. All right, thank you very much. Okay, with this now, so you see that when I took on PHP version, I have a version of PHP printed out. Now, you might be having an issue or an error. So I want to know the errors you guys are having, especially at that level. Okay. So if at this point you have an error, I am on the DM right now trying to check if you had any error. Now, one of the error will be something like DDL, that you need to install the latest version of DDL, and that is Microsoft Visual C++. For some people who do not have updated Windows or something like that, you might be asked to download and install that. And that is why I am going to show you the software that you need to download and install. Okay, so I am going back to my Windows just to show you the software that you might be interested in installing. All right. So with this, if you had an error, right, you need to download this software and install. Somebody made mention of that question. Let me check that. So you tried installing PHP and you had an issue with DDL. Let me check that again. So okay, VC runtime 140.ddl. This particular error is because you do not have an updated version of Microsoft Visual C++, and that is what you are supposed to download and install. So download this software, just search it online, Microsoft Visual C++, or go to visualstudio.microsoft.com, and you are going to get the software there. So when you have this software, it's just simple. Just download it, double click and install, and then try running your PHP again. You find out that the issue is solved. Okay. So that is one of the error that most of you will have. Okay. So for Linux users, I am going to get to that. Now, I want to make sure that the people for Windows are actually clear. Please just indicate if you are clarified on how to install PHP on Windows. I'll be waiting for your comments. All right, thank you very much. Somebody said it's clear. Happy coding then. Then about Windows, sorry, about the Linux users, to install PHP, let me see that. I think it is quite a simple command to type. The first is to type, let me see, let me switch sharing. So I just switched to Linux. I'm sure you can, if you can see my screen, please indicate. I just switched to Linux right now, and how to install PHP on Linux is quite, should I say simple? Yeah, I should say simple because it's just a list of commands that you need to type. All right. So let me see. Let me open terminal here. Okay, so hopefully you are seeing my screen. So on the terminal, first thing is that I need to update, right? So to update, you type sudo apt update and you click on enter. Now I don't want to click on enter right now because it will take some time to update my system, even though I'm not totally out of date though. Okay, so you take sudo apt update. Then the next command is you could actually upgrade, like sudo apt upgrade. And then the last one, let me just type this one out. Sudo apt upgrade. Now these commands are, they actually depend on your system. So let me just open a text editor here. I have sudo apt update. I have sudo apt get update. Then I have sudo apt upgrade. It just depends on how updated your system is. Now, when you have that, when you have run that command, what you need to do is basically just type sudo apt get install PHP. And this command is going to install the latest version of PHP on your system. I don't know if that is going to help these Linux guys. Please just indicate. I'm sure that those are the commands you need actually. So those are the commands you need to install PHP on Linux, right? I think for Mac OS you need brew. I think so. Yeah, you need brew instead. So I think it's the same command, but you, instead of using the apt package manager, you use brew, and that is going to do the job for you. All right. So guys, this is how you are going to install PHP. And at the end, to check if PHP is installed, is type PHP dash version or PHP -v, and that is actually going to show you your version of PHP. So I don't know if anyone still has another doubt with respect to that before I move to XAMPP. Can I move to XAMPP? For XAMPP, both Windows and Linux is just quite explicit. It's not difficult. You just need to know what to do. So for XAMPP, the first thing to do is to download the version of XAMPP. Now I'm going to switch sharing screens again to Windows. So guys, I came to be prepared. I have my Windows and I have my Linux. So I think I deserve a clap for that. So I am going to switch to Windows and just show you a little bit. So let me see. So share. So I'm sure you people can now see my Windows screen. Hopefully, yeah, you're supposed to be able to see that. Okay, so if you can see my screen, you see that I have XAMPP for Windows downloaded, right? Now, basically, there's no much protocol in doing this because you just need to download the latest version of XAMPP for PHP version 8, I think. Yeah, PHP version 8. So there is XAMPP 8.6.1 or 8.1.6, sorry. So when you have that downloaded, what you need to do is just right click on it and run as administrator, or yeah, just run as administrator. And that is going to do the job for you. It will just be a next, 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 and yeah, good. All right. So let me just see if that goes right now. Let me see. It looks like I'm not actually sharing that screen. Let me see something. Okay, sorry. I think I was sharing the wrong screen. Just indicate if you can see the new screen I'm sharing right now. So I think I should be sharing my Windows screen. Okay, that is good. So I have the latest version of XAMPP here. And what I need to do is just to right click on it and run as administrator, right? Normal right click. Oh, what was that? So right click and run as administrator. Now, that is going to ask you some right issues and so on. You actually need to give right to XAMPP because you are trying to install a server on your local machine. So guys, just give me a few minutes while this thing is loading. Seems to take some time right now. Okay, so I have that, and it is asking me if I want to give it permission and so on. You just need to click on yes, and yeah, the next thing will just be next, 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 because there's no other thing that is needed. So you just need to click next, 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 but you have to make sure that it's installing in the right folder for sure. I don't know why this is slow right now. Let me just see what the issue is. Okay, seems it does not want to open right now. But anyway, this is not quite difficult because, like I said, after right clicking and taking to run as administrator, all you need to do is just to click next, 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 and then it will load you to the final installation. So first thing is that you have to make sure that it's actually extracted to your drive C, just as how PHP was extracted to drive C. That is what you need to also consider. Okay, so after extracting it to drive C, yeah, there is no much thing to do, guys. You just need to click on next, next, next. I don't know why it's not running. Probably because I already have XAMPP. Hey guys, can you hear me, please? It seems I was fast. So I'm still waiting for your comments if you can hear me. Oh, seems I'm really ahead and you guys are behind. Okay, so with this, you just have a next, next, next. So I'm just going to take this and reach where I'm not supposed to go ahead. So the first thing is that you have to make sure Apache is clicked, MySQL is clicked. In fact, everything is clicked. You just need all of them. You will see their use soon. And then you click on next and look at the path to where it is installed. Do not change this, just allow it the way it is, okay? So from this, you just need to click on next and next and next. So you see that I have an error here because I already have a XAMPP installed. So what you need to do here is just click on next, next, next till the end, and you will have XAMPP installed. So I'm going to cancel at this level. Okay, so canceling at this level. Let me see. So once you have that, guys, you have XAMPP installed, and how are you going to actually be able to access the XAMPP? If you actually did just click on next, 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 you will be able to access XAMPP by coming to this search bar here and just type in the XAMPP by name. Once you start typing, you actually find out that it appears and you see something XAMPP control panel. You guys let me know when you reach this level, because actually once you have this, you have XAMPP installed, and I'm going to open it and you'll see how it looks like. It seems like this session is actually short. Oh, so when I do that, you actually see that this is a XAMPP control panel opens in on my screen. At this level, you know that you are good to go. All right. So I have this right now, and for me to make sure it's running, you need to start Apache and you need to start MySQL. Apache server and MySQL, the two will be needed for you to actually do the PHP that you're doing and every other thing. All right. So I will start Apache and I will start MySQL. All right. So once those two are started, my server is running in the background. All right. So with that, XAMPP is installed, and I'll just minimize this and then I'll show you that XAMPP is actually installed. Okay. So now I'll try to open my web browser. I'll try to open my web browser and I'll just go to localhost. So you're going to type this with me, localhost. Make sure I typed it well, localhost /PHP, my admin. And with that, if that is okay, then once I take on enter, it's supposed to load my server. Should I say load my server? Okay, so it's going to load my server, my local server, and show my databases. So while it is loading, let me just wait for it to load. Um, sorry, I'm not a fan of Windows, so you guys will just have to bear with this one. Just had to look for this Windows system and use, because I discovered most of you are actually using Windows. All right, guys, so this should load. Let me see what is happening. Oh, did I spoil something somewhere? Okay, so I have, you actually see that my server is actually showing up here. So I have XAMPP, Apache, MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. All right. With this, I know that XAMPP is installed, and I can actually click on PHP my admin to load my databases. I don't know why it was not loading before. Let me see if it will load now. Okay. So guys, please, with this, I think XAMPP should be up and running. I'm just trying to understand why it is misbehaving right now. Probably the system being slow or something else. I think we are already drawing towards the end of our meeting, and this thing is really slow right now. By the way, with this, you know that XAMPP is installed. I wanted to show you how PHP my admin looks like, but my system seems to be misbehaving right now. But it's okay. But if you are able to actually access this, then XAMPP is installed on your system, and that is a good start. All right. So I'm going to close this right now and see what else is a problem. So I will go to this PC, and then pick on the XAMPP folder. All right. So inside the XAMPP folder, please, I want you guys to take note of this. So inside the XAMPP folder, I have a folder called htdocs, htdocs, and that is a folder I am going to open right now. It's from there that I put my projects. When I want to build my projects, it's there that I put them. So if you discover, I've created a folder here called Learning PHP. That is where one of my project is. It's just for this course. So I have that. You could as well create another folder. I mean, you could create, once it is inside htdocs, you can create your projects there. So if you want to build another web application, you put it inside htdocs. That is if you want it to run on the browser, okay? So with this, I have that XAMPP is installed and PHP is installed. And I think I've clarified a lot of questions that were sent. I'm sorry I did not pick on the question individually, because I actually saw that most of the questions were all geared towards this. So I think with this, XAMPP is installed and everything is up and running, and I can actually open this with Visual Studio Code. I'm sure you guys have installed Visual Studio Code. I don't have to actually go again and show you how to install that. I wish we had the time. I would have shown you guys, because it's actually necessary. So I am going to open this folder with Visual Studio Code. Okay, so um, system misbehaving. That's bad. Well, since it wants to misbehave, you can actually open this with Visual Studio Code, and then you can go ahead and run your programs as usual. So, okay, this just opens. Let me see. I hope it doesn't take too long right now. Oh, all right. So you can go ahead now and create a file inside whatever name you want to give it. For example, hello.php, and yeah, you just type some simple PHP script inside and try to execute it on the browser. If it works, then good. If it doesn't work, it means your XAMPP or the way you structured your folder is not the way it's supposed to be. All right. So I don't know why it is slow right now. So guys, this is how you are going to set up your system. I think I have actually covered the whole tutorial for the week in this session. And hopefully, if you still have problems, you can still push your problems to the LMS, or you post your problem on the Slack channel. I'll do well to answer them. I don't still know why this is slow right now. So just push your questions. I'll do well to answer them. I don't know if some people still have doubts. Now, is there actually a big difference? I don't see any big difference. One exam, if any of them will go, okay? So I will not give you a preference right now. Okay, so if you literally see my screen, I think I have some simple PHP or HTML here that has a certain variable and then print something to the screen. I wish I was able to actually open this on the browser right now, but the system seems to be misbehaving, and I think I have been able to show its purpose. Like, I wanted to use this system to show you how to set up PHP on Windows. So even if it is misbehaving now, yeah, I care less about it. So if you have this right now, how do you open it? That could be another question that you will ask. All right. So I have this, and the folder is called Learning PHP. What I need to do is, all right, I can close this, or you minimize it or whatever. So I'm just going to close it because I don't want the system to be too slow. Will it even close? So when I close it, I'm going to open my browser now, and you should take note of what I am going to type. Literally, let me see. Kinds of systems. So this part applies for both Linux and Windows users. Yeah, it applies for both of you. So each person, each of these operating system follows this particular protocol when you want to run your project. So if you're having Linux, your project needs to be inside XAMPP. If you're having Windows, you're having a Mac OS, is the same, okay? So it follows the same protocol. So what I'm going to do is I'll try to access my project localhost / learning PHP. That's the name of my folder. So I'm just going to click on that, and let me see if it loads. So this is how it will appear. So if you notice now, I have this file that I created called learning PHP. And from this file, when I click on this file, you actually see that the script is executed. I wish I could show you the script right now, but the script is executed on the browser. Okay, so that is basically how you are going to run all of these setups right now. And hopefully it does help. Okay, guys, so that is the end of this class. I think so. If you have other questions, don't worry. We have another session tomorrow, and I will do well to answer all of these questions. There should be another class coming up soon, so I don't want to take the tutor's time. So guys, this is it. And well, I'll just need to see your comment to make sure that you were following. I think since you guys were a little bit behind, I can end the class. All right. So I think we will see again tomorrow. And I think I'll tackle other things different from XAMPP and so on. So you have your system up and running. And yeah, thank you guys very much for attending the class. See you again tomorrow. Bye.